You know those politicians who tell you how much they love the Second Amendment and how much they're here to defend it on your behalf, and then they vote for gun control, but they tell you that it's not? Well, that stuff is violating people's Second Amendment rights. Hey guys, it's Phil, and today on the Minuteman Moment, we're going to talk about the consequences of allowing gun control to pass. GOA has obtained an email from the FBI regarding changes to the NICS system to implement recent gun control. The email reads as follows. On Monday, September 26, 2022, FFLs will experience new features of the FBI's NICS transaction process. One change is tied to the passage of the NICS Denial Notification Act of 2022. That's the bill they just passed and swore up and down didn't violate your rights. So let's go over one point, the collection of buyers' addresses. The NICS Denial Notification Act of 2022 requires the FBI's NICS section to notify state, local, or tribal law enforcement of all FBI NICS denied transactions within 24 hours. The FBI must provide notification to law enforcement based on the location of the FFL and, if different, the purchaser's address. To support the determination of what local agency should receive the notification, FFLs will be required to provide the buyer's complete address to NICS as recorded on the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosive Form 4473 when transactions are delayed or denied. The address information will be required before the status can be provided or retrieved either by the NICS contracted call center or via the NICS e-check. That matches up pretty closely to the NICS Denial Notification Act, which read, if the NICS transfer system provides notice that a transferee is a prohibited person, then the DOJ shall report to the local law enforcement and the state or tribe of residence of the person within 24 hours. And this would require that an investigation be launched into every background check that gets denied, even though 9 times out of 10, the system has falsely denied a law-abiding citizen from exercising their rights. That's important. And that's why GOA fought against the NICS Denial Notification Act back in March, but since 2019, we've been fighting against all VAWA gun control. And if you want to see one of our Minuteman Moment videos detailing that fight against VAWA, check out this video right here. Because of the 3 years of constant grassroots opposition, 4 gun control sections were removed from VAWA. As I've said before, there are sections 101 and 102, which are grant funding programs to train police to execute red flag gun confiscation orders. Section 801 was the expansion of the Lautenberg misdemeanor gun ban, which is also known as the Biden boyfriend loophole. And unfortunately, that passed even later thanks to a few senators in that big gun control package that passed this summer. And lastly, Section 802, funding to turn state-level stalking laws into red flag gun confiscation laws. And if you remember, the NICS Denial Notification Act was among the gun control to pass this last Congress. And that's because some Republicans went against your interests. And for all the horrible gun control we were able to take out, some of it did stay. Sections 1101 and 1102, the NICS Denial Notification Act to launch criminal investigations into firearm transfer background check denials, that I just talked about, even though 9 times out of 10, that system falsely denies a law-abiding citizen. Section 1103, funding for ATF to deputize local police to enforce federal gun laws, especially to undermine the Second Amendment Protection Act states. It went all down in about 48 hours. On a Wednesday at 1:30 a.m., the House of Representatives dropped a 2,700-page, $1.5 trillion spending bill containing the Violence Against Women Act reauthorization and the NICS Denial Notification Act. GOA looked at the bill and got the 2 alerts out to the grassroots, but congressional leaders had really already struck the anti-gun deal before the bill was even public. A lot of times these deals get struck before the thing even hits the floor. But by Wednesday night, gun control had passed the House of Representatives with the support of Democrats and 39 GOP representatives. By Thursday night, gun control passed the Senate with the support of all Democrat senators present and 18 Republicans. And sadly, the bill could have been stopped entirely had Republicans opposed the bill in unison, But because we have anti-gunners in the Senate, that just wasn't a possibility. 18 Republican senators voted with anti-gun Democrats in favor of the gun control's final passage. These senators believed that they were given political cover as other ostensibly pro-gun groups backed the compromise by refusing to publicly oppose the language. That's one reason why our recent Minuteman moment highlighted the ammunition background checks and 9 other gun controls buried in the upcoming Commerce, Justice, and Science bill. We have every intention of fighting the gun control in that one as well, but we're going to need your help. Congress may not always like your Second Amendment rights, so that's why we need to show them it's against their interests and their re-election if they pass it. You need to tell them they won't get an easy vote and an easy break if they stuff more gun control into a government funding bill. So our team in Washington, D.C. couldn't do the work we do or have the success we've had without the grassroots activists. That's what this is about at the end of the day. And if you haven't taken action, please, or even if you have, do it again and click the link in the description and call your representative and your senator, telling them to remove all the gun control from the Commerce, Justice, and Science bill. Keep up the fight, and I'll see you in the next episode.